This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether it's websites, online stores, marketing tools, or analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to make anybody go from amateur to professional. Hey, what's up guys? JQ back with Tech Creation, where I use technology for recreation. Back with another video. So the S Pen is the holy grail of note devices. And we may often forget just how almighty it actually is. So it's only right that we cover the pen commandments as an annual refresher. Now, obviously I can't go over every single feature of the S Pen. That'd easily take me over an hour, but I just want to go over some of the most essential features, some old and some new, that I think every single note owner needs to become familiar with. And just some features that I find to be most practical that don't revolve around drawing. Now, the first feature is more of a personal preference of mine, but I still think a lot of people can make good use out of, and that is the translate feature. So I've been trying to brush up on my Spanish as a new personal goal of mine, and I've actually been using the very popular app Duolingo, and it's actually been very helpful for me. So any tool that can help me along my way, I'm definitely going to take advantage of it, and Translate happens to be one of those tools. So without having to leave the application I'm currently in, I can just pull out the S Pen, select Translate, and then just hover over any word, even if it's on the home screen, to see the direct translation. And this works with individual words or an entire paragraph, and you can switch between the two by tapping on this icon. So like say, for example, if I'm reading an article or browsing the web and I'm curious how to say a particular word or phrase in Spanish, or vice versa, I can easily do that with the S Pen. And not only does it work with direct text, but it also works with photos as well, and it does a phenomenal job, which I happen to think it's extremely ideal for traveling purposes. Now, I am aware this feature isn't exactly new, and I have used it in the past, but my whole point is that I've been using it more so as of late on my journey to Spanish fluency, and it's just one of those small tools that I take advantage of, and anybody out there who is learning a new language would understand how something that small can be very significant in day-to-day usage and can actually be very helpful. Now, the next set of features are actually new, and that is Anywhere Actions, which is basically exactly what it sounds like. These are actions that you can launch anywhere regardless of what you're doing on the phone. And there's 5 new gestures in total. So you've got up and down and up, you got the shake, left and right, and then right and left. And any of these gestures can be customized to launch any app or feature you choose. Now, some people struggle doing the gestures, and I used to be one of those people, but the trick to get these to work effectively is to not hold this button down for too long, but rather you want to press it at the precise moment that you do your gesture. And I find that to actually give me the best results. And you don't actually have to be so aggressive or go so fast with the movement. You can actually do it in one nice, smooth motion, and I find that to work just fine. Now, I'm not too crazy about the left and right or the right and left gestures, but I do have a couple of favorites, and the first one being the shake gesture or the squiggle gesture. It's simply because it's just easier to remember, and I personally like to screenshot a lot of things for future reference. I tend to be very forgetful, and this gesture automatically takes me into screenwriting mode so I can resize, annotate, and scribble on my screenshots. And I would say I actually use this gesture the most out of all of them, but similar to that is the Smart Select feature, which you can get to by gesturing down, then up. And I found this to be quite useful, as not only does it allow you to take a screenshot of only a portion of the screen, but you can then pin it to the screen and continue doing what you're doing. So for example, a perfect use case for this would be let's say you're browsing around and you see something you like on a website, you can go ahead and grab it, keep it floating there, and then jump to Amazon to compare prices or compare different models. However, beyond that, this serves for drag and drop purposes. So let's say, for example, you're in the Samsung Notes app or you're in Microsoft Word, you can then drag and drop those images that you took directly into your Notes app of choice. This is such a powerful tool here and perfect for anyone creating PowerPoints on the go. And to add to that, if you're heavy into looking at memes like I am, instead of choosing Smart Select, you can actually jump straight to the GIF option and start creating and sharing memes of your very own directly from any video that's playing from the screen. This S Pen can be so much fun, and again, I think these are just the essentials I think every Note user should be familiar with. Now, moving right along, this next feature is for anyone who has a side hustle or does any type of business that requires signing contracts, and that is the ability to sign PDF contracts right from within Samsung Notes. So let's say hypothetically you're a YouTuber and you work out a deal with a sponsor, and they send you over a contract. You can then open up that PDF right from within Samsung Notes, sign it wherever you need to sign it, fill in the blanks, and you can even highlight any areas that you need, save it, and then send it right back, all from your Note device. Now, typically you would have to download a third-party app like Adobe Acrobat or something else. So it's nice to have this baked right into the stock Samsung Notes app. A very, very productive feature, I might say. Now, in case the screen of the Note 20 Ultra is not big enough at 6.9 inches, this next feature, I'll be honest, is not a feature that I use, but it doesn't mean that it's not useful for some people. And that is the Magnify feature. I have to be inclusive here. Not everyone has great eyesight. I mean, even I need glasses to drive. And there's actually been plenty of situations where I would be showing something to someone on the phone and just a few inches away from their face and they cannot read the fine print. And not every element of the phone allows you to pinch and zoom, especially in certain apps or especially within the settings. And that's when the Magnify feature becomes extremely useful, allowing users to magnify anything that's on the screen up to 300%. And to make it even more practical and easier, they can assign it to any gesture of their choice for quick access, and I think that's pretty dope. But for most of us, this huge display is more than good enough in terms of visibility, and it's the perfect canvas for the S Pen. And I mean, we already know how good this pen is for drawing. It's pretty much the perfect tool for creation. But one feature no one really talks about is just how good this is for creating your website on the go with Squarespace. So in addition to the desktop, with their mobile app, Squarespace lets you work on your website anywhere from your Android or iOS smartphone or tablet. Thanks to its simple drag and drop workflow, Squarespace is the website builder that any novice can adapt to in seconds. With their wide selection of templates, whether you're into blogging, photography, videography, baking, consulting, events, local business, Squarespace has a template for you to build on and make your own. In addition, they handle your domains, your hosting, analytics and SEO tools, email marketing, e-commerce and inventory, free webinars, and 24/7 support. Squarespace is literally the one-stop shop to make anyone go from amateur to professional. So go ahead and check out squarespace.com to get started with your free trial. And when you're ready, make sure you use my link, squarespace.com/techcreation, to get 10% off the purchase of your first website or domain. Now, lastly, this is probably one of the most useful and powerful features of the S Pen over the last few years, and that is the Bluetooth low energy capabilities of this pen. The ability to remote control your device from a significant distance presents a bunch of realistic scenarios of how you can use this. Say, for example, you're streaming Spotify from your Note device to your Sonos system. You can then drop your Note down to wirelessly charge and take the pen with you, have a glass of wine, have a cup of coffee or whatever. And from a distance, you don't even have to be directly facing the phone. You can swipe back and forth to skip your tracks or swipe up and down to increase the volume. Now, here's another example. The holidays are right around the corner and we all love to take pictures with family. So instead of the inconvenience of having a selfie stick with you, you can pretty much dock this Note pretty much wherever you like. And from a distance, be able to select your favorite shooting mode, your zoom distance, and which camera you want to use, the front or the back. And then when you're ready, you just press the button and take as many photos as you want. And there's just so many more scenarios you can apply that to. And if there's any feature that's evolved the most over the years, it's gotta be the S Pen's remote capabilities. This is one of those features I've been wanting to see since day one, and I've actually mentioned it in many reviews in the past prior to Samsung putting it out. So when they finally added some of those features, I was so happy. And currently there's no other smartphone but the Note series that has an accessory quite like the S Pen. And I think that has to be respected. Let me know if you guys agree with that statement. And for anybody who's currently watching, who owns a Note device and who's actually watching from a Note device, I want you guys to let me know down below in the comment section which one of the S Pen features that you guys use on a day-to-day basis that you simply can't live without. I'm curious to know. And if there's any features that you wish other people would be more aware of, go ahead and drop those suggestions down below in the comments for others and myself to read. And as always, if you enjoyed this video and you found it to be helpful, let me know by showing some love to that like button. And if this is your first time on the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on the alerts. This way, YouTube notifies you whenever I drop another awesome tech video. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.